$10,000 and now the person making like 20 million, just like Kevin Eastman for the Turtles. Like, he over here having to sell stuff out of his basement. It's like, yo, the Turtles got a show on
movies and properties and licensing.
Like, the person that invented Venom got like $150 or something.
Yeah, man, it's crazy like how many creators get like
Yeah.
screwed over, man. It's just it's insane. So yeah, I'm like super paranoid, man. Anytime somebody like, yo, man, we want to do this, do that, and I'm like, I don't have no money to talk to a lawyer, man. So I'm like, yo, you got to give me a minute to figure this out. But yeah, it's definitely a learning lesson, man. It's an experience trying to learn. It's a whole new part of the game I wasn't even expecting.
Do you so you're taking it slow so you can take your time thinking about it and seeing your options and so on?
Yeah, I'm really trying to partner with some people because it's tough with the level of art that I'm trying to put into the project. And not to come off as arrogant, but like people who do like web comics and stuff like that, the art tends to be a little bit, you can tell it's, fairly quick, but it's like I'm trying to put like a lot of effort into this. And I can't produce as fast as I would like to. So, I'm writing, having to produce the artwork and, work out these deals and stuff like that, man. So it becomes kind of a little bit of a headache in a sense that I can't create and do the business side of things. Like just a couple of weeks ago, man, I had 3 publishers like down my throat, like constantly bugging me, like, yo, man, can we get an update? Can we get an update? I'm like, yo, I'm trying to finish this book, man. I'm like, I can't jump from one mindset to another. It's kind of difficult, so.
The art process that you want to put into it, you want it to be quality and look good, but the business demands speed because it's about profit.
Exactly.
And the more content they have to sell, the more profit they make. But that puts a strain on the artist, and because you care about your art. You care about what comes out.
Exactly.
Nice.
And you color your own art too, right? You basically a one-man production.
Yeah, one-man.
That's a lot of hats for one person to be wearing. That's
a lot of cats don't understand that, man. Unless you've been in those shoes, like, how long it takes to produce the work, as well as writing the material, you know what I'm saying, as well as promoting yourself, man. It's like you don't have a machine behind you still promoting your work. And still having to engage with your fans and stuff like that, man. Because that's one of the things I don't want to lose, man, is because I feel like a lot of my social media following got me to where I'm at right now. So the last thing I want to do is sit there and just become like this bougie cat who don't even, listen to, when they hit me up. So, I try to spend the time to answer the messages, to respond to people, look at their artwork, man, try to get involved in what it is that they're doing too, because it's like, I just want to show my appreciation for, where y'all got me. So, I'm taking interest in y'all projects. So it's like, it's a juggling.
You still want to be part of that community.
Yeah, that works, man. That's what got me, man. I really appreciate not only the dope art, but when, all the input. Like even when you were going through these different jobs and stuff, like you just share day-to-day struggles or whatever. Like this, that you and like maybe 2 or 3 other people, I might actually stop and read it. But that definitely is one thing that caught my attention. Like, you actually get, going back and forth. I reached out to you a few times and just from that's why you out here in the land. So I mean, it's working for you. So
yeah, man, definitely appreciate that, man. Yeah, no, you definitely. I feel like you got to pay attention to the fans, man, because it's kind of like ultimately, they're the ones supporting you. They're the ones, buying your work and putting you out there, man. So it's like kind of just to ignore them, man. It's just like. Plus, I've gotten mad quite a few times because one of my favorite artists, like, just completely just ignored the hell out of me, man. I was like, I'm not buying this one ever again, man.
You gonna put their name out?
No, I ain't.
No.
So, I mean, he a professional, so I mean, he probably got like millions and millions of fans, but it's just like, coming from high school, man, it's like, yo, I got kicked out of a comic book shop because I was trying to get this cat's book, yo.
What?
Yeah, because he basically had this anthology that was supposed to come out, and the book got pushed back constantly. And then one day I saw it on Amazon. They were like, yo, we got it in stock. So I went up to the comic shop. I'm like, yo, Amazon say y'all got this book in stock. So where's this book at? They was like, yo, we did not get the shipment yet. So I'm over here raising hell for like half an hour. They like, dude, give him his money back and get him up out of here. Do not come back here, yo, for no more books, yo.
You did that.
That was a serious book.
Yeah, man, it was serious, bro. It was serious.
I think where you're getting to a level right now where you have to start looking at artists who've been on this path and are ahead of you, And where do you look for guidance at that right now? Because you are going to need other artists to work with you. You are going to need other people to come and help you do support. And I'm a one-man team also, but I have a wife who is a coder, data analyst, and she does all my billing.
Okay.
So when it comes to my clients, she just reminds me that so-and-so hasn't paid. And I say, okay, let me hit them up. But when it comes to sending the invoice, sending the bills, and paying the bills, I don't worry about that stuff. That's a big plus for me. I like the creativity. Give me the creative problem, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So I think at your situation, with the type of work you're producing, it's going to take more people. Have you considered that, and where do you look for that?
Yeah, man, I have considered that. The only problem is you know, you working as a one-man team and you trying to produce like a project that's trying to compete with the majors, man. You don't got, you know, access to do it. And when you trying to get like that top-notch talent, man, you got to have the funds, man.
The money,
so it's like, it's really difficult. But the next stage of Trill League is basically we're going to be pitching a pilot for a series next year. So two of the homies that I got working with me, I actually work with them at Fox, and they're the lead. They were the lead character designers for the Black Dynamite cartoon.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, so Chase Conley, who was the lead character designer, and then I have Damon Moran, who was the lead prop designer. So you know, they're bringing a lot of their artistic elements into the pitch for it. So, I mean, for the most part, I'm still balancing it because you know they still working in the industry. Chase is working on Ultimate Spider-Man. I think Damon is still doing a lot of freelance work. So, you know, they help in where they can. I'm still juggling that, but
yeah,
you know, it's something we trying to get off the ground so we can actually have our own series. You know, I told him, like, you know, if you get on this, man, it's like, you know, you can direct the other guy, he wants to write. So it's something that we building for ourselves versus, you know, having a corporation hire us and tell us, like, you know, this is what we're going to place you guys at. This is going to be ours.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, I know you, because you've been around the comic industry, anybody who's ever followed comics and comic book artists, I've seen the rejection letters from Marvel and DC. People sometimes post them on social media. And I've heard of them because I followed comics since the 80s. And so artists submit, always constantly submit, and of course there's like a type of letter they send out saying, yeah, your art is cool, but we can't use you right now.
Yeah.
What would your submission system look like if you were to open the gates and say, I'm looking for the toughest, baddest 5 artists who are looking to get into the ground floor with this, and so on. Is that something that you're open to considering?
I would say, yeah, down the line, man. When I think I got time to balance it and, you know, look over a team and stuff like that, yeah. I would say my probably submission guidelines would be just draw as close to me as possible. Or have a Boondocks-esque style. I forget the name of the studio that produced Boondocks, but that's kind of like the feel I want to go for.
Because even, you know, Spider-Man has had so many different styles and looks.
Yeah.
Any comic book series that crosses over jumps from one artist to another. You know, even in 1 month's book, we'll have a couple artists who work together. So I think fans have gotten to the point where they can accept good art. I know I do.
I mean, I guess in my eyes, I guess it depends on the property because I think for like Marvel, DC, like those type of books that, you know, are never going to end. Okay, we've gotten used to seeing so many different artists, but I think, you know, when you have a property like, what was it, Max, or, you know, just indie properties like that where you already get established with the artist style, it's hard to see it shift over.
I got you, yeah.
So something like Trill League, I put in that same case where it's like, you know, you kind of don't want to see the art kind of shift over. I get mad when I see people's, like, you know, you follow a series that this artist put out, and then all of a sudden it's a different artist. It's like, man, no, that's not the same feel.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a new director taking over on, like, you know, you got 3 trilogies, then all of a sudden, you know, a new director take over. It's like, no, that's not the same.
Yeah,
not the same
I got you.
movie. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
How about the cover contest you just had?
Yeah, man. Actually, they submitted everything last night, man. I gotta actually do the.
It is today.
Yeah,
Isn't it in today?
Yeah, I gotta do the reviews today for that, man.
It is today, though.
Yeah.
People still submit today.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna submit today.
He's gonna
draw some.
I saw that looking at your page, looking for the social media links, and I saw that there was a
man.
cover contest.
So you gonna draw something real quick?
Yeah, I'm gonna draw something.
I think he's taking notes. He's actually sketching right now.
All right. But it said midnight or something on the second. Today's the second.
Are you gonna post? I know the winner gets to be like published or part of like gets the cover or something.
The magazine,
right?
yeah.
Right. But how about all the other submissions? Are you gonna be posting some of them just to be like showing them?
Yeah, I might post a few of them, man. I'm actually thinking about. I gotta look at all the submissions. I'm actually thinking about upping the price, man, and giving a little bit more depending on how many people enter because they paid for it. You know, the magazine paid for the contest, but I'm thinking about putting a little bit of my funds in.
Even if they published a book of just submissions. You know, depending how many there are, if it's a big enough size of submissions, that could be worth it just for the artist to have it.
I love that. What you were saying before about how you have, a character, an established character, and then being able to see other people's translation of it, kind of like how you originally were taking Marvel and making it your own flavor. So,
man.
Man, I would love to see.
I've seen a few cats, man. The funny thing is, a lot of people put like different. It wasn't just their artistic take, man. They did like parodies and stuff like that. Like some guy took like a Time magazine cover and did this thing. Somebody took like the old iPod commercials where you just saw a silhouette with the headphones and did that, man. So
very cool.
A lot of people put a lot of creative stuff into it, man. So.
But we want to see it no matter what happens to the contest. I think it's important that we get to see all this other stuff that you seeing that the public doesn't get to see because these artists put some time into it.
You know
man.
That's why I'm figuring I'm probably going to post it, man.
Do something. All right. So,
honorable mentions.
That's right. Honorable mentions. Yeah. And I think, we hear your story right now and it sounds very similar to all of us artist stories. But, in the mainstream, outside of the artists, there are fans, and anything you do, they're watching every move, and they just need to. That's like a feeding that they get, And so, as a fan, I know I would eat off of that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, think about that. Social media connections. Where do we find you, and what's up with this Ant-Man thing?
Oh man, because I'm Ant-Man, yo.
You're Ant-Man. Tell me the story of that because so that's a movie coming out. Coming out. But that's also like your name on social media. So
Ant-Boy, Ant-Boy P, man. That was my Black Antt. I go by all sorts of names, man. Ant-Boy P, Black Antt, man. So Anthony,
Oh, well, because of the Anthony.
Yeah, basically. The story behind that is basically my mom had no creativity when it came to coming up with my name and named me after the street that I was born on. So.
What?
I think she just looked out the window and was like, oh shit, okay, Anthony.
Call him Anthony.
So I used to call myself king of the street when I was a shorty. I was like, yo, this is my block right here. It's mine. But I just go by all sorts of names. But yeah, I'm the Ant-Man basically, bro. I think Marvel made that movie after me.
They did it after you. Word up. All the apparel and everything.
Pretty
they know
much,
you gonna buy it.
Pretty much, exactly.
If nobody buys it, Anthony gonna buy it.
Exactly. 100%.
So your social medias, where do we find you online?
Man, my website, my portfolio website is anthonypiper.com. You can find me on Facebook, man. That's mostly where I post a lot of my stuff and just search my name. And then Instagram, I am Black Antt. That's pretty much it, man.
That's it. All right, that's the last question. Advice, words of advice to up-and-coming artists, people who see you, no matter what level you think you are in, there are others behind you. What kind of advice do you give?
Man, I would just say, honestly, sit down and really think about if you want this art thing. You gotta really, it's blood, sweat, and tears, real talk. You gotta be really passionate about it. It's not just an on and off thing. I made that mistake thinking that it was just, based on talent, but it's not. Because everyone was telling me all the time, like, yo, you're gonna be, dope, you're gonna be dope, you're gonna make it as an artist, and I thought talent alone was gonna get me there, but it's hard work. You gotta put in that effort, but also with that being said, today is like the perfect opportunity for, you know, independent artists to make it, just because of social media alone. You got so many, you know, ways to get your work out